Welcome back. Part 5, the Leadership Fix Game Plan with Dr. Mike Voight. So first system was our toolbox. Let's equip them. Let's equip you, the coach. Then let's equip the player leaders. Then we go to talk and teach them up. Let's engage in our roundtable discussions. Let's have some chalk talks about leadership topics. I share with you some great resources there. Then we were kind of looking at coaching them up. How do we train leadership, give them some starter responsibilities, and then we go to the next level. How do we develop them through authentic opportunities as well as conscious, formidable follow-up? Lots of feedback, and there's going to be a greater emphasis placed on the feedback piece in this last system, System 4, which is transforming them. All right, so we've got the toolbox set. We have them learning from their past experiences. We've talked about it. We've set some action plans. We've done some training. We're developing. And then now, hopefully mid-season, between conference seasons, these leaders are engaged. They've transformed into impactful leaders. How do we help them drive even further and help drive this team through the postseason, and as well as leaving a legacy? So it's not just once the season's done, their impactful leadership is stopped. We want them to really be transformative, where they have left a mark. They have left a legacy, things that we can learn from, things that we can build on, so those up and coming leaders can learn an awful lot from those past leaders. Great stuff. So we have our overall here. We just have the two particular play calls, the FTTTs, transfer, transition, and transformation steps, as well as our final play call, which is leaving that legacy. So the first part, our play call 11 is the FTTTs. We're really looking at capturing the feedback, capturing those leadership moments when they saw something and they did something, where they didn't let those captain moments come and go. There's so much follow through, not only on the captains but also the coach's part. All right, certainly have plenty of player leadings with my teams. At Texas, we do usually have the captains meet with the coaches to start the week, so they can learn from the past weekends. They can debrief the past weekends, what worked, what didn't work, what needs improving, as well as looking ahead at the training. And both parties have certain responsibilities to do. And then even as they're preparing for those weekend matches, the coaches and captains can certainly get together again. So we have capturing our hits and misses. I think from time to time, as part of that chalk talk, throw out some particular scenarios in terms of challenging these captains. What happens if one of your teammates misses curfew? What happens if a player gets frustrated because they've been challenged and they step off the court and leave practice? How are you going to manage that? What happens if some team rules get broken? How are you going to manage that? So many things can stand in the way of a team succeeding, and especially as the season goes on, especially if there's some starters who believe that they have their spot all set, and especially those who are having some success, they may try and want more of that. They may kind of steer a little bit away from the team rules. So I think especially mid-season is the time to kind of tighten things up, especially if the season is going well. We always want to tighten things up, especially for those players who are the gamers, who are making plays and doing well. Let's make sure that we hold them to a high standard. So I think capturing some of those scenarios could be a good way to keep the captains sharp as well. Staying with their roles, again, revisiting those extended starter responsibilities. Are they still doing those? Have some fallen a little flat? Giving the captains credit for staying up with those starter responsibilities. That will only engage them even more. All right, and here are just some particular roles and responsibilities that I usually share with my leaders, especially as the season rolls on at the college level, classes, more midterms. The priority needs to be you. Take care of your own stuff first. be a go-to in your position, and then reach out to your teammates. You need to keep your house in order first before you can help others do the same. All right, so it's take care of you first, then your game. You're going to lead this team the best and the most impactful by what you do on the court, on the field, in the pool. So make sure that your game is right. Then we connect to our teammates, take care of them and the team. All right. And then as we kind of make our way through the FTTTs, we're going to kind of transition and continue to transform those leaders so they continue to have that impact. All right. But then we kind of want them to think a little bit more about their legacy. I love this quote here. The purpose of leadership is to create a legacy and not simply a legend. Here are some sample questions in terms of what have you learned about your past leadership experiences, your current leadership experience? What progress have you made on your platform? That kind of that one or two or three things that you really wanted to call your own, that this was what you wanted to change on this team. What progress has been made? So that could be great fodder for those weekly coach captain meetings, is check in on that platform. All right, and have something, both coaches and captains should have something to say as well. Talk and actually have maybe a chalk talk with the whole team about legacies and learning from that. All right, and here are some of the, from my experience with some great All-Americans, some national champion captains. These are some of the things that I've kind of picked up along the way, and I share these transformative to-dos in that particular chapter in the book. All right, so as I've done before, this is a sample template. How best can I go through the 11th play set, the follow through, transfer, transition, and transform, and then the final piece is the legacy piece. All right, this is kind of a large view of the template for the entire season. How do we go through system 1 through 4 and all of those 12 play calls? So this is just a sample template. I've got several more in the text as well, but just ways that you can, for those who, if this is in your wheelhouse, you like to have things organized, the entire season almost laid out. In terms of week 1, we're going to have our coaches equip themselves. So this is the system 1, play set 1. And then as we move on through, now we're starting to select our leaders. Once we have our leaders in place, can we then have make sure that we equip them, make sure they go through the question battery. We have that talk in those roundtable discussions, which is the second system. And then we make our way through where we're starting to give them starter responsibility. So I hope you kind of see where these pieces all come together. So I not only have the schedule, but I also have, in a narrative form, kind of walk you through week 1 all the way through the end of that respective season. So I really appreciate you taking the time, for those who did, from parts 1 through 5. Again, this is just a real quick summary in terms of some of the Leadership Fix game plan. And that is where you can get access to the book. Now could be a great time to start making your way through these systems, since it is early June and we're, fingers crossed, having hopefully a full fall season, not just club, high school, college, and beyond as well. So thank you very, very much for your time. I hope you found this valuable, and I wish you and yours all the best. Stay healthy, stay happy, and lead on. All the best.